Good morning, everyone. Okay, so this is my coach post for today. And I wanted to talk about a few things that I've been reading and hearing and things like that. So, it all boils down to our meal plans, our nutrition, our diets, whatever you want to call it. I'm not talking about like fad diet kind of thing, but the foods we eat. And I've been reading, and I heard this from someone who is certified in nutrition and things like that. Crunchy knees. Now, a lot of us associate our crunchy, crackly knees to arthritis, and that is very well, something that is happening to, a lot of people. But, sometimes people have more crunchy knees, say this week versus next week. They may have less crunchy knees. They're like, oh, my knees are less crunchy. But they, aren't taking any supplements, didn't do any certain kind of remedial workouts or, anything like that for, say, crunchy knees. But it's possible that you had extra fat in your diet. And here's the thing. Synovial fluid, there's different causes for crunchy knees. One is arthritis because, the cartilage is gone and it's rubbing and things like that. It's deteriorating and the bones are rubbing and stuff. The other one is lack of synovial fluid. And you also get you can get air bubbles in there and things like that. And that's like the popping, some of that crunchy. But less synovial fluid. And also, more inflammation. And one of the things that helps is having more fat in your diet, healthy fats, like omega-3s. And it helps build up your synovial fluid. It helps reduce inflammation. So if you are experiencing, and I'm going to tell you guys, not that these meal plans are bad, but they are for some of the, brackets and things are very low in healthy fats. And then people are using their teaspoons, or even their blue container for things that may not necessarily be as healthy of a fat. It's still considered a healthy fat, but maybe it's not the right healthy fat for you. So, some people use all their teaspoons in peanut butters. Sure, it's a healthy fat, but it's not necessarily, because peanut butter can cause inflammation. Peanut butter is not that great for you. If you research peanut butter, it carries a toxic mold, and that's why a lot of people are allergic to peanuts. It's not necessarily, it may not necessarily, or sensitive to them, intolerant. It may not necessarily be the peanuts unless they have have been tested. But sometimes it's the mold that peanuts have. It's a toxic mold. But Sagi, I've heard him talk about it because he doesn't eat it because, peanuts can be bad for people. But anyway, besides that, so some people are eating all their teaspoons, say like in peanut butter. Well, it doesn't necessarily have that high of, the healthy fats you need to supply your body with what it needs. So maybe that's why they're having extra crunchiness in their knees. Where, when they weren't having it all in peanut butter and were maybe having like coconut oil or avocados, it was less crunchy. So, and I will get to the point of that toward the end of this video. But, try adding in different healthy fats if you find that. And see if that works, because there are foods that cause inflammation that are healthy. There are foods that combat inflammation that are healthy. Just because a food is healthy does not mean it's right for you. Because everybody is different. We all have different problems. If you have thyroid problems, you aren't supposed to eat certain foods. If you have Inflammation, you aren't supposed to eat certain foods. If you have arthritis and degenerative issues, you're supposed to cut out certain foods because it can aggravate it and it can make it worse. So if you have certain like arthritis, degenerative stuff, like allergies, creaky knees, joint pain, body pains in general, brain fog. Research some of the foods that can cause that, because sometimes it's food that causes that. Now, on to the second thing I think I said, cravings. Now, not everybody gets sweet cravings. Some people crave nuts. Hey, Erica, happy Saturday. Some people crave fried food. Some people crave nuts. Some people crave tuna. Some people, especially around that time of the month for ladies, crave chocolate, or some crave like salty stuff like tortilla chips. And there are things, and some people assume, they're just craving stuff because, whatever. They don't know why they're craving stuff. But there are legitimate, scientifically researched reasons why people crave things. And like fried foods, nuts, tuna, things like that. A lot of times you're not really wanting fried foods, because there's some people I hear, they're like, I've been craving fried foods, but I don't eat fried foods. They haven't in like forever. It's the fats. Your body is craving fats. So you probably are needing to add in more healthy fats to your diet. Certain nuts are not that high. You don't want to get roasted, because that's like killing the nut. That's why if you see in our meal plans, it says raw nuts. And they didn't explain why, but roasting the nuts and things like that, it's basically a dead nut. It kills a lot of the nutrients. So you want raw nuts. But, like almonds, add in avocados, add in coconut oil, olive oil, things like that, because your body is saying it needs more healthy fat. Because I'm going to tell you, a lot of you guys have been on these meal plans for a long time. You've been eating in deficits. You've been eating in low healthy fats. You've been eating, low in general. Even maintenance plan, Autumn had said, is still in a deficit for a lot of people. So you have been eating less stuff than your body needs. So you may be craving fats because you're not getting enough healthy fats, or not the right ones. Because healthy fats, you got healthy fats over here, you got healthy fats over here. Some are higher in omega-3s than others. Chocolate. Some people crave chocolate, and that's associated with like a magnesium or a copper deficiency. And the reason why a lot of ladies crave it around that time of the month is because you use up more magnesium during that time of the month, so your body starts craving chocolate. Let's see. I wrote some things down, so I have some nuts. Oh, and like tortilla chips or like salty stuff. That can be a magnesium as well. Or sometimes if you ate too much sugar, then your body's trying to like counterbalance it, and it wants some salt. Let's see. Oh, have you ever seen your dogs, when you take them outside, eat dirt? There are people that crave dirt. And then, I'm legit. My nephew used to eat dirt when he was little. But that is like a trace mineral deficiency. Dogs go outside, they find, I've seen dogs like trying to eat rocks. And that's the thing. Some people crave rocks. But their body is saying, I need something, and this is where you get it from. Your body is in tune with everything. I know some people don't believe it, but, everything is connected. It's all connected. But your body knows where to go get stuff. So if you're craving dirt, you're craving rocks. That's why, like, pregnant ladies, you see them munching on ice all the time. And they may not actually talk to their doctor about it. They just think, oh, I'm craving ice. It's an iron deficiency. I know when my iron is getting low every freaking time before the doctor tells me, because I eat the crud out of ice. And your body's like trying to get the iron from the water. Now, let's talk about sugar cravings, you guys. Now, a lot of people, and I'm just doing a little bit of research on this, but, it's not always because you have a sugar addiction. And you are, trying, kind of like cigarettes or, alcohol, things like that, sodas, whatever you're trying to give up. It's not always because your body's used to having it. There are other reasons behind sugar cravings. Now, a lot of times, and that's why people, and if you do a little bit of reading, when people are stressed and it releases those chemicals and those hormones, sugar is one of those things that your body starts craving. So it's not like, oh my God, I just, I'm stressed, so I'm just going to go eat that box of donuts just because I have no willpower. It's not necessarily that. Your body has that response. It starts craving certain things. But there's other things that leads to sugar cravings. And it's imbalances in your serotonin, lack of glucose. And that's why sometimes at school, like when kids are testing, they give them candy during the test. Of course, it's not healthy candy, but because when you are, like, say, studying hard or taking a test, your brain is, you're using up stuff, and your brain is not necessarily getting enough glucose, so it craves sugar. And they give kids sugar during testing. I don't know if all schools do that, but I know they do it here. And the biggest one, and a lot of people, they don't know they have it. And doctors don't necessarily test for it. And there's a lot of symptoms that go with other things like fatigue. I forgot the whole list. I should have wrote those down. But there's fatigue, there's sugar cravings, there's like bad breath, or you have like a white coating on your tongue. Crap, I forgot the rest of them. Anyway, but it's candida. I think that's how you say it. You can get an overgrowth of candida bacteria in your gut. Candida is not just like a yeast infection, us ladies can get, or babies get from diapers, different things like that, or like thrush. You can get overgrowth of bacteria in your gut. And here's the thing, they live off sugar. And I was just reading this with about a child the other day. They had anxiety, real bad anxiety. Their moods were like crazy. They started getting picky on their eating and quit eating things they were eating. And all they wanted was sugar and carby things, junky things. And they finally figured out they had a bad candida overgrowth. And that bacteria craves sugar. It wants sugar and carbs and, things like that. So if you have an overabundance in your body, it's going to throw everything out of the balance. So once they got that under control in their child, that child's mood totally changed. Anxiety lessened. They started eating the foods they were eating before that, that they liked. So it's crazy. So, your sugar cravings may not necessarily be just your lack of, self-control or willpower, as they call it. So look it up, you guys, and check it out. If you have like a lot of the symptoms, especially like the bad breath, the white coating on your tongue. Now I know a lot of us, we wake up in the morning and have that anyway. It's just, but you can tell it's like a white coating on your tongue. You need to go get checked because you have to eat certain foods. There's special candida, like detoxes or cleanses, in certain foods and certain things you have to eat. Get that under control. It's not pop a pill and it's done. That's not the way candida works when it's like in your gut. Okay, but that leads me to these cravings, feeling, I keep seeing a lot of people talk about they are extra fatigued. You know, they have lack of energy. They can't push through the workouts, or they're just tired during the day. And I'm going to tell you that a lot of that is related to food as well. It's not necessary that you need to bump up a bracket. I know Autumn with this says if you're extra hungry, you're fatigued, you're grouchy, or whatever, bump up a whole bracket. But if you go back to some of the other meal plans with the other programs, it's not that cut and dry. And I'm going to tell you, and here's an example, like with me. I have been I had all this energy when I first started, doing this time nutrition. I had all this energy. Because I was taking naps during the day, I just get tired. And part of it is my anemia, and I don't necessarily take my iron pills the way I'm supposed to, and, just different things, and the stress and all that kind of stuff. But when I started nighttime nutrition, I had more energy. I didn't feel like taking a nap. I went and laid down to, help rest my hips and my back because they were hurting, but I wouldn't take a nap. I wasn't tired. Well, the last month or so, I have been getting tired. I have been taking naps during the middle of the day. I haven't had as much energy. And I'm like, okay, maybe my iron's getting low, but it's not. And I couldn't figure out why. What has changed? Nothing has really changed. And it dawned on me yesterday. I have not been eating red meat. I've had a venison burger maybe once in that month. Where before I was basically having a little bit of red meat every day with my breakfast bowls, or at least every other day in those breakfast bowls I was having. And I stopped making those, and switched to those, having those muffin thingies. So I have not been getting, the red meat that I was. And I believe that is the cause. Because some people do need higher red meats, or some people need the fattier meats. Not everybody can live off tilapia and skinless chicken breast. That's not the way our bodies are made. We are all different. Our metabolisms are different. Our genetic makeups are different. Our metabolic typing is different. So there is no one size fits all, like I've said before with these nutrition plans. They are made for the vast majority. 60% of the population, can do well on these, and some people may do good on these and then plateau. But so that's my thing. I'm gonna up my red meat intake and see if that helps. So here's the thing, you guys. If you are feeling fatigued and you're feeling no energy and things like that, look at what you're eating. Because I'm going to tell you, here's the thing. With the Core de Force book, if anybody's ever done Core de Force, in the book, it says if you're feeling fatigued, lack of energy, and they do it certain ways, because some people need more carbs for energy, some people need more fats for energy. So they suggest, in Core de Force, second week you add a purple, and that's for more energy. Third week, they add a blue. That's for more energy. But if you read in there, it says if you're feeling fatigued, you can go straight to week 2 and skip week 1 and just do, week 2. Because some people do the rounds more than once, so they would know that they could just skip week 2. Skip week 1 and go to 2 if they're feeling fatigued. Which adds a purple. So you're getting the energy from the fruity carb. Or it says you can go straight to week 3, which is adding in that blue. So you have a purple and a blue. Shift Shop. Now, Shift Shop is one of those that tweaks things. It kind of goes through a carb cycling. because it lowers the carbs, ups the veggies, and the last week ups the healthy fats and the veggies and the protein and no carbs. So it's like carb cycling, but sorry, that one has all you can eat veggies in it. So you're not restricted in that. Hammer and Chisel, in their book, if you are fatigued, it even says add a purple or a blue. Or if you're just hungry, add a green or a red. In the Insanity Max 30 book, if you look towards the back of the nutrition guide, it tells you how to add foods in if you're being, lack of energy, things like that. It gives you a guideline of what foods to add in. And it ends up, so just remember, there is no one size fits all. And I know I have said this before. And again, it's a generalized statement. People who have talked to me individually, I will individually give suggestions. But I know I've said in general, follow the meal plan that comes with your program. And that being said, is because some people, they want to kind of do this, that, and the other and jump all over the place and just think the workouts are doing the magic trick, right? And that's not the case. It's the nutrition, you guys. So here's what I want you to take away from this. If you need to add in an extra healthy fat, don't feel guilty about it. Add in an extra healthy fat. And don't worry about counting it. If you feel like you're fatigued, you're extra achy, your knees are extra cracky, your body is, you're actually craving something that is associated with fat, have an extra blue container. It is not going to totally wreck your results. It may actually help you because your body's saying, I need it. Healthy fats do a lot of things in your body besides lubricate joints and nuts, joints and, things like that. But like nuts and avocados are a good way to do it. Coconut oil is an excellent way to get it in. It also helps things if you're feeling constipated. You may not have enough fats in your diet because that helps fats get things going. But again, listen to your body, you guys. If you need to seriously up because you are fatigued, and I'm going to tell you, I dropped back down to C. Plan C on 80 Day Obsession because I was on D because, we recalculated I was in D. I'm miserable. I'm stuffing myself. I literally am forcing myself to eat. Now, it's not really that much more than Plan C. They up I forget what it ups it. You get, there's more veggies, more protein, more fruit. But that little bit extra was like, I was sick of eating. I was tired of eating. So I bumped back down to C. And if I feel hungry or something, I will add in a little extra something. I'm not going to bump back up. So you guys, listen to your body. If you need a little extra something because you're just fatigued, maybe take suggestions from the other meal plans because they all come from the same nutritionist. Now, granted, one of the nutritionists is gone since 21 Day Fix. But the main one is still there. He's the one that co-creates these meal plans. So there is no wrong meal plan to go by. I know a lot of times they want the meal plan to go with the program, but that's so you're seeing the results the test group got. But you can interchange this, you guys. If you want to say, add in the extra blue because you're fatigued, go ahead and do it. Or add in the extra purple. go ahead and do it because you have no energy, but you don't want to bump up a whole full bracket. You know, if you have max 30, go look through the back of the book. And it tells you, now I'm going to tell you max 30 is a little bit different because it only has plan A and plan B. It has no C, D, E, and F. Or some of the plans don't even go past D. But in Sandy, a lot of times with the Shaun T, you only have 2 brackets. If you're under 160 pounds, you eat A. If you're over 160, you eat B or something like that. Maybe it's 150. But in general, he has 2 brackets. And that's one reason in the back it has 5 steps to adding in food. And by the time, if you add in, I think everything that it says you can add in, but you're adding one thing at a time to see if it helps, you're bumping up to the next bracket. I think if you add every single thing in it. But go look at those. You know, look in the hammer and chisel where it says if you're hungry, add a green or a blue. If you're fatigued, add a purple or a green or a red for hunger. Fatigue is purple or blue. You know, same thing with quarter force. Go look at the other guides. If you guys have BOD, you can just pull them up and scroll through it. Now, sometimes you may miss it because sometimes it's in little print, like at the bottom and stuff. But listen to your bodies. My whole point is listen to your bodies. If you're craving something, there's a reason for it. And again, like with the sugar, yes, you may be craving sweets because you're stressed, but that is what your body does when it's stressed sometimes, is crave sweets. And that is still kind of a mindset thing you have to shift away from. You have to recognize that. You have to figure out, you know, replace it with something else. There are things you can replace it with, you know, have something that's sweeter. Like chocolate. They say if you're craving chocolate, it's because possible magnesium. Eat more yellow foods like bananas, yellow bell peppers, the squash. There's various squashes. I know they all don't look yellow, but they're in the yellow family. So look it up, you guys. You can see, you can Google, I'm craving tortilla chips. What does that mean? I'm craving chocolate. What does that mean? And you'll come up with some off-the-wall stuff, but some of it's legit. And see what it gives for suggestions. You know, and go from there. You can have healthier sweets, but you also got to get out of that. There's still a mindset when it comes to going to sweets for sugar, you know, going to sweets for stress, or when things aren't going right, and, you know, things like that. It is a mindset shift you have to go through as well. But just realize I see so many people say, oh my God, I'm a failure because I caved in. I had such a stressful weekend and I just binged on sweets. You're not a failure, you guys. There is things behind it. I mean, if you ever just quit and then you just totally eat nothing but sweets 24/7, you know, for the rest of your life, okay. But just remember, your body is reacting. It's craving certain things because things are going on. I mean, you have to get your mindset shift changed to go with the sweets part. But just recognize it's not necessarily you. And it could be underlying medical issues. So guys, listen to your body. Add in, if your body is craving something, check it out. Figure out what the healthy things you can eat that will satisfy whatever that your body's needing. And then add it in. And don't feel bad about it. If you're having an extra blue, don't feel bad about it. If you're having an extra, say, orange, because you're eating dressing that's olive oil and, you know, balsamic vinegar or something, don't feel bad about it if you've been craving fatty stuff because your body's needing it. And then just kind of look at maybe what you're eating. And again, listen to your body. Because your body knows, and too many times we don't listen to it. So anyway, that's my coach post today. What I want you guys to do, if you've made it to the end of my video, because yes, I know they tend to be long, but I always have so much to tell you guys. Comment below if there's something you've been craving. And go look it up and see what it tells you that your body may be needing versus what you're craving. And then comment below. If you've been feeling extra fatigued or extra creaky and extra like inflammatory kind of thing with your joints, comment below. And let me know if you are going to actually try and maybe add in some extra fats. To see, now I'm going to tell you, you can't just say have healthy fats one day and think it's all going to go away. That's not the way it works. It's kind of like, you know, an accumulative thing. So it's like an everyday kind of thing. So don't think you add in one blue on Monday and you're supposed to still, you know, have all the benefits and it's supposed to like kick in right then kind of thing. It's kind of an accumulative daily kind of thing. So let me know if you're going to try that. I'm actually going to try that. There's some days I do have extra fats. Because I don't eat dressing, I don't eat salads, so I actually use my orange for extra fat. Because somewhere along the lines, I know, you know, it was, and it's in 21-day fix, you know, blues were nuts. If you had chopped nuts, it was the orange, so you could have nuts. So, you know, I just kind of, yes, I kind of went off plan according to what I'm doing right now, but I don't do the dressings. I don't do the seeds and things like that. So I just add in like the extra, like half of a serving of whatever my blue is for my orange. So anyway, comment below if you got any questions or, you know, say you went and looked up your craving to see what it meant. And things like that. And y'all have a great Saturday. Y'all have a great Easter tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I'll check you later.